So this is Baruch here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. This is the second year of a three-part series we're going to do here with Rabbi MIMRAN. Now, Rabbi MIMRAN is something, like I said before, I learned with him for 4 years. And mostly we were learning, he was trying to teach me the Rishash, which is not easy at all. And anyway, one of the thoughts that he brought is that there are two sides of your brain. One side, the left side, is the survival side. The other side is the right side, is the creative side of the person. So normally, in a world in which, to a certain extent, let's say, take myself, for example, I feel a certain amount threatened. I mean, every time you go out into the world, you just know what could possibly happen. So it's a dangerous place, and so therefore we are really left-brain oriented, always on the defensive. At least that's me. I don't know about other people. And subsequently, Rabbi MIMRAN is holding, and we're going to read this now, that this one-sided part of your brain, which is necessary for survival, but we're in a world where we're not in the Garden of Eden over here. Really dominates our lives much more than it should. Because our spiritual lives really precede our physical lives. And since that's true, we need to reconnect with it, and that's what Rabbi MIMRAN was saying in the last year. He was talking about finding your neshama, because the neshama is on the inside. So now he's going to go to a little more explanation of what I was talking about before. He calls this is part 3, it's called right brain thinking. This little piece is from the Maharal. V'netzach Yisrael. That's the Sefer. I'm not familiar with it. Let's read and see what he says. He says the possibility of the vekas that Klal Yisrael have with Hashem, even though it seems to be totally irrational. Again, the vekas of the Jewish people with the ultimate, even though it seems to be totally irrational, that such a thing can be possible for a person of flesh and blood to be connected to the Creator meaning the Infinite One, eternity itself. Nevertheless, the Torah clearly writes, and you are attached to Hashem, your God. Now, how does this work? I just don't really know what I read there. It says that we're attached. So, Rabbi MIMRAN writes, if we were to isolate thought, severing its connection to the vast realm of consciousness, that thought would quickly become barren, even insane and destructive. Unfortunately, we have witnessed the devastating results of this pattern of isolated thought too many times in our world. The mind is crucial to human life. It serves a vital purpose. Essentially, it's a survival machine. It gathers, stores, and analyzes information, and it often operates in a mode of attack and or defense against other minds. It can perform all these functions quite well, but it has no creative abilities whatsoever. All true artists, whether they are aware of it or not, mine their genius from a realm beyond their thinking mind. They create from a place of inner stillness, a place of no mind. It is from there that they draw their insight or their creative impulse. Only afterward does the mind step in to give concrete form to this spark of activity. Now, it is possible, I think, I'm picturing myself, I'm not a painter, that's for sure. But how you think of painters are really move in, those who paint, into a different realm, so to speak, could be true of all different kinds of created people. Now, he said even great scientists have reported that their, let me see, we got this off here. Even great scientists have reported that their creative breakthroughs have come at times of mental quietude. In a nationwide inquiry among America's most eminent mathematicians, including Albert Einstein, to find out their working methods, the surprising result was that thinking plays only a subordinate part in the brief, decisive phase of the creative act itself. Now, that's a quote. We can conclude, therefore, that the simple reason the majority of scientists are not creative is not that they don't know how to think, but rather they don't know how to stop thinking. The thinking mind is extremely limited. It is only when human consciousness connects with something far greater than itself, when it connects with the divine, that it becomes capable of real creativity. While we cannot begin to fathom Hashem's limitless creative power, we can glimpse the tiniest hint of it if we look at the miracle of our own bodies, which He created and sustains. For example, how can a single human cell, he says like this, measuring 1/1000,000th of an inch in diameter, contain instructions within it? It has something inside of it, which is the DNA that will fill 1,100-page books. That's inside of you. The more we learn about the workings of the amazing human body, the more we realize just how vast the intelligence at work within it, and how little we ourselves know. Now, there was an important phrase over here that I wanted to point out. He said, the more we learn about the workings of the amazing human body, the more we realize just how vast the intelligence at work within it is, and how little we ourselves know. He's saying that within us, in every single part and aspect, is an element of an intelligence that precedes it. You know how it is that the Gentile thinking is that, creatures from outer space, and there's intelligence out there. Well, it's true that there's an intelligence out there. But intelligence is also, that same intelligence is in everything. That everything is complex, and its complexity is only, well, we say that it's a lavush, it's a covering. That the intelligence within is really an aspect of the Most High. Now, we'll stop here today because we're running a little bit long, and this is a little longer piece. This is Baruch Fleischman. This is the Tikkun Elevator Kollel.